Greetings. I am D.Lorina. Thank you for stopping by. Peace and good day to you all. I have come back quickly just to round off what I was speaking on last night with the update. I was talking about how I was teased at school and how certain things manifest through those who used to tease me as we got older. I had a look back at what I had recorded, and I literally meant every word that was said. Um, Today, it was a hard night. I had all intentions to go to bed very, very early and just catch up on a lot of rest and a lot of sleep. Um, but I managed to go to sleep and get some rest, maybe 4 hours at least. I did a fast yesterday, which has seen my stomach reduce in its bloatedness. It's still it's still got fluid in it, because of the certain areas that I'm seeing it. The fluid wasn't just in my stomach. The fluid was in my thighs, in my legs, everything. My pelvic region, my hips, the top half of my buttocks, in my lower back. It went everywhere. You know, my face swelled, my hands. My hands have never looked the same. I will still describe it as club looking. And they were swollen as well over the weekend. Still got a little bit of remnants of that swelling. I've started doing the things that I said I was going to do with regards to how I need to handle things my way. So I was up last night doing some of my bits and pieces, and I suppose that's what kept me up. I like to make sure that I at least have some form of order, get into some type of routine, just so I can manage other things. Because when you let the chips fall as it may, i.e., you just have to stop everything and you just don't know which direction you're going to turn. I did initially say I didn't want this to take over what it is I was doing. I do believe it's part of what I have been doing, but it allows me to put certain things into its right order. Have a stop and a look as well. So let's just say, we're just hypothetically speaking, I was looking to move and I wanted to move far, country, where there's just greenery around me. At this moment, I couldn't do that because I need to be near a place that can assist me with my health. So things like that, I'm starting to reassess, because there's been offers and it's like, this is beautiful, but right now that cannot be a priority. Maybe it will help, but I don't have uh the I don't have the assistance at hand. I haven't been appointed a care worker. I haven't got any kind of worker with me. No one, you know. It's just me. And I would never burden people with my issue. All I want is just for the professionals to do what it is that they have to do. But just things like that, it just puts certain things into perspective. And I was just looking at a radio station that I did an internship with, And I was just looking on their webpage to see how it's kept up. I mean, a lot of these things I saw when I was doing the internship, but the plan was never to do the internship. The plan was to learn how to DJ on proper decks. They didn't have a course for that. I'm old school. I like feel good music. I like when you're introducing a song, you're scratching it in, you're putting it in how you want to put it in, you drop a beat here and there. I like them kind of rhythm when I am ready. That helped me through my teenage years when I was around the most odd and confusing people. You know, uh, music, I'm the era of garage. When house and garage first came out, I didn't like it. I was very much R&B, sing along, gospel, um, lovers rock, because my parents grew up with rare grooves, and they're of that time. Um, good pop music, because we had good pop music back then. And one of the actual CEO of this radio station used to work with the top 40 charts. Oh, I forgot the radio station, but I used to love listening to that as a girl. I used to always, every Sunday, make sure my mom had that radio on so I can listen to it. And even younger than that, I remember being very young when MTV first start coming out in the 80s. And I would be up early in the morning before the crack of dawn with either my mom would make me boiled egg and soldiers, or back in the days, then I would eat pork then. I remember they used to have a sausage that wasn't Frankfurter, but it looked like a Frankfurter, and it used to have mustard in the middle of it. I remember eating that once upon a time and never seeing it again. Or I'd have my hot chocolate and my biscuits. And that's how I used to start my morning. I was I wouldn't say spoilt, but my mother really did her thing, right? And I would come off the table, sit on the sofa, and watch my MTV, right? So Cool and the Gang. Um, oh, what's my sister's name? The little short one. Oh, I forgot her name. She's got such a belting. It begins with S. My mind is elsewhere. I can't really think of everybody. Michael J. Janet. I mean, that was my time growing up, and so I love music. That's how I, you know, get away and disconnect. But I love jazz. I love smooth jazz. I love acid jazz. I love any kind of jazz. I love neo soul. I mean, that all comes from the family of R&B anyway. And every time I speak to the manager, he's like, nah, 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 nah. I'm like, what you mean, no? This is good music that we need to have. You don't know my variety. And the thing is, I can't sell myself like that. You got to make my work speak for itself. That's how I've always been. My work has to speak for itself because I'm not a bragster, you know? And so I'm on here coming from a different time, a different space, a different place. I'm what you call the in between because you've got very young people working there who are young enough to be my children, and people that are old enough to be my parents in there. So the contrast is there. And me, as I was interning, I was a bridge. And I've seen the changes. I've been there throughout the changes. The younger ones haven't. They've grown up with technology. I didn't grow up with too much technology. We had the computer and Sonic and Nintendo. That's all we had. And then PlayStation came out. But by then I was already old enough, not interested. My first phone, I was 17. Oh. I tell a lie there. 15, my first phone, you know, but I didn't need it in terms of usage, 17. And I was never after the latest. That was what people did at school. I wasn't interested in any of that. So on here though, someone has who has run their own business and what have you, when I'm looking at these things here, what talent you've got in there, it doesn't represent it online here. And so, I mean, even I struggle with that with my own things, because you're learning a completely different system. You know how you want these things to look, but you don't have the money to pay someone to do it for you that knows how to do certain things. uh, you've got to train yourself, which takes time. And I had a website. I got it to the point that I was comfortable with it and I liked it. The only issue that I had with the website was if someone was to go onto it, it would come up as security. Um, I'm paying for this thing here. And then what I realized is that there were people all of a sudden on YouTube. I would see my program, because I wrote and developed a program, or should I say, I developed and wrote a program from when I fell ill back in 2020. I had it notched to the T. And this is why I talk about me getting back into routines and doing certain things, because I know me. Before I became sick, I knew my capabilities, and I've just saw 11:44 on the clock. And I know my capabilities when I was well. When I was unwell, I still pushed myself. I still was able to write a book. I was still able to write a program, promote the program. I did scripture studies. I did so many things. Like I said, I put God to the test with the ideas that were coming to my mind, not knowing what the illness would do to me, not knowing what my end result would be. I just said, I'm going all out. I don't know how long I have. And even now, I still don't know how long I have. All I know is that in terms of preservation, I cannot necessarily do things how I did it before because I don't have that energy anymore. But I'm going to do what I can. And I'm going to do it in a way that I plan and strategic or strategize it, but it's strategic, as close knit as I can. I've learned that you can't collaborate with people. People want to use you and they want to take your talents and your gifts for granted and for free. People don't understand the energy that goes into creativity. Not all the time it's just natural, although it is natural, but for it to really stand out, it takes work, and that is not for free. So I just had a thought here whilst I was looking on their thing, not to help them better their things here. I don't know who's in charge of their website right now, but there's a few things that I can see personally, and I'm not judging. It's just an observation, and I'm not criticizing. If there is a criticism, is positive. They've got so many good talent working in there. The the website doesn't represent the talent. That's what I would say. And since I've left there, uh, they've had more talent. I'm listening to the music that comes out from it as well, but they're still missing key components. Um, and I did put something forward. I did go to see the CEO, um, but I've got to finish doing what I'm doing. And the thing is for me, because of my health, it's got in the way of what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna do my best to get myself back to a certain position. I don't know how long it would take me. But I just had a really, not odd, but just an idea. And like I said, I just never thought of it like that before. maybe I did, but just not to that scale. Um, and right now, because I'm in that mode, I just have to go for a walk because I get excited, um, and I can get overwhelmed with my excitement, which is a good thing. This is how I keep going. That's another part of me that keeps me going. It's just my creativeness, my creativity. Um, I will talk about certain things about my creativity one day, God willing, at another time. Again, I don't like to brag and boast, but when people are dashing the accusations and their comments, uh, I know why I am the way I am, you know. And that's why this here is I am D.Lorina, because there ain't none like me around. People can try all they want, but no one's lived the life I've lived. No one's experienced life the way I have experienced it. And I don't believe people view life the way I view it, you know. Um, my source is my God. There is no other source other than my God. And I have enough belief and confidence in myself, my abilities, and my know how. I just gave you a little rundown of what I used to do as a little girl when it came to music, right? There were things that I was doing very early. I walked from the age of 6 months. I was walking, strong on my feet. I was reading and writing from as young as I can remember, and that's about two, right? Reading and writing. My mother had books for me, puzzles for me, uh, um, games. I used to play games like Connect Four. I used to play chess when I was young, very young. Where we lived there, I left there at the age of 6. My brother came when I was 5, almost 5. My sister came when I was 6. And then we moved, right? I was helping changing my brother's nappy from baby. The moment this boy was born, I was there protecting him. There's a picture that he actually had at his wedding when he was brand new. Come home, and I'm here, big sister, you know, looking after him. I used to take care of my siblings, especially when my mother would be working. I've done a lot in my time and in my life. And I feel as though, although I'm experienced and very wise in certain areas in life, I have not lived my life yet. And so that youthfulness still stands. And my body tells me, you really done some things to it over the years, but it doesn't stop what I have here and it don't stop what I have there. And I'm sure when people look at me, they will say, "Oh, you're not sick." That's because you don't understand what sickness is, really. You know, you don't understand what sickness is. 1910. And so, I'm gonna go for my walk because I stayed in all day yesterday, and I have been doing walks just to build my leg muscles back up, because whilst I was doing my lemon cleanse in October, the week, the month before that, I was just solely on fruits. And this is all down to budgeting, but what I realized whilst on the lemon cleanse that is that in order for me to conserve my energy, I wasn't putting out much. So I wasn't walking as often, and I wasn't doing any of that. I think I took up the walking in the November. I did 20 minutes on my just slow pace walk on my treadmill. And that was the actual day I noticed swelling in my feet. So I wasn't too sure what the cause was. And by then I had already stopped the cleanse, because the cleanse was only 27 days. But I just, from then, I didn't know what was going on with my body. I just thought it was the fact that, but I had a pain, and I went to the doctors the week before then. I had a pain in the groin. I went to Sainsbury's to get water, and I just remembered the pain I had, and it was in the hip. And I made an appointment to ask the doctor about this, because this was like something different. And they're feeling the back of my calves, telling me nothing, it feels very soft. Maybe we put you on painkillers. I said, no painkillers. Oh, well, I'm just the doctor. I thought to myself, yeah, well, I'm trying to tell you where the pain is, that it's a pain I've never felt before. I had problems in the legs, which caused my ankle to break because I had no feeling. Like, I know there's something wrong, you know? So he dismissed me. But the point of it all is that I don't know. I'm still in a state of shock as to how my body just did what it did. And so, anyway, this little thought that I had has got me excited, and I'm gonna walk it out and pace myself as I do, and then come back and plan up. I always do. I've got papers here from last night. I've got 5-year plans, and 5 years feel like 5 months. It's very short in time, in terms of space of time. um how I was living the last 5 years, I didn't know if I would see 5 years. This time round, I'm planning to make sure that I am around in the next 5 years and beyond, you know? Um, so this is why I say this time round I'm being a little bit more strategic with my time, and to make sure that I look after myself as best as I can. Yeah, I don't know. My stomach feels very sore. It feels sore. It's been making noise every now and then. There is still fluid in the body. It's doing what it's doing, you know. That's all I could say. It's doing what it's doing. But I'm gonna just work the muscle, the legs, the joints, get some outer air into my lungs and some freshness on my face. Outside doesn't look too bad. And then come back. And I think today is just going to be a relaxing day for me, because I am still very much exhausted. I had a walkable weekend. Yeah, just chill out. Anyway, D.Lorina signing off. Thank you for stopping by. Peace and good day.